very good afternoon, viewers. It's a very sunny day as Suryavanshi Lord Ram is right behind me in that beautiful Bhavya Ram temple. He is there. His idol has been infused with life, infused with energy, and you can see a sea of bhaks here. All are, of course, a heavy security deployment around me. And this is just the entrance, viewers, because if you go far ahead, there are, of course, a sea of bhaks, sea of devotees who are thronging since the dawn to in this winters, to just catch a glimpse of Lord Ram, viewers. And as we speak, viewers, just a day after the world witnessed history being made here in India, in Ayodhya, just a day after Pran Pratishtha, the politics still continues. It still continues right from the CPIM to the Congress party. They continue to make statements against Lord Ram. CPIM says that what is the hype about? Well, the answer is here. While Congress says that we will not worship BJP's Lord Ram. Here are more reactions on that.
People have sentiment, religious belief, but BJP and central government and RSS has tried to make this hype, as you rightly pointed out. Why this hype? Because in the run-up for the election, they failed to project the achievement of the central government, the promises made in the election manifesto last time, that we have to remind them. Be it the talk of 2 crore job for the youths, be it the question of stopping the suicide of the agriculturalist farmers, be it the question of small traders, be it the question of industrialization, be it the question of improving the infrastructure, be it the question of abolishing all these malpractices in our economy, either black money or money laundering. Why? Because they have failed miserably in all fronts, be it economic, be it education, culture, foreign policy, security. So they want to create this hype.
इस देश में 2 तरह के हिंदू हो गए, एक बीजेपी हिंदू और एक बाकी देश के सनातनी हिंदू है। अगर कल हम राहुल जी आते हैं, जगन्नाथ मंदिर जाने के जो है इच्छा प्रकट करते हैं, अगर कोई रोकेगा तो इसका क्या मतलब है? गुंडाई है ना। तो देश में 2 तरह के हिंदू है। एक हिंदू बीजेपी हिंदू है जो बिल्किस बानो के हत्यारों को जो माला पहना के मिठाई खिलाते हैं, जो हत्या करते हैं, बलात्कार करते हैं। दूसरी तरफ हिंदू जो है, जो भारत के 99% है, जो सब धर्म को सम्मान देते हैं।
यहाँ तो जवाब तो इनको ही देना पड़ेगा ना, यहाँ तो जवाब इनको ही देना पड़ेगा ना। भगवान राम थोड़ी बचाने आएंगे इनको। जनता राहुल गांधी जी को चाहती है, उनको प्यार करती है, यात्रा के अंदर उमड़ रही है। उससे ये लोग जो है घबरा गए हैं और इस वजह से यात्रा के रास्ते के अंदर इस प्रकार के हमले कर रहे हैं, जो कि लोकतंत्र के विरुद्ध है। इस प्रकार का नहीं होना चाहिए।
धर्माचार्यों और खासतौर से शंकराचार्य जो हिंदू धर्म के स्तंभ है, उनका कहना है कि प्राण प्रतिष्ठा शास्त्र के अनुसार तब होती है जब मंदिर पूरा हो जाता है और मंदिर को एक शरीर के रूप में माना जाता है शास्त्र में, और तभी उसमें प्राण की प्रतिष्ठा की जाती है, उसमें डाला जाता है। तो उनके हिसाब से तो ये पूरा पॉलिटिकल मैटर है बीजेपी आरएसएस के, और अधूरा मंदिर है, चुनाव नज़दीक है। राम का अपमान किया है, उनके जन्मदिन पर उनका प्राण प्रतिष्ठा किया जाना चाहिए। उनका मंदिर कंप्लीट नहीं किया है और राम को भी राजनीति का मोहरा बना दिया।
So Republic TV getting the extensive coverage before the Pran Pratishtha and also after that, because this is the biggest moment in the history of India. This is, of course, a culmination of many cultures, and of course, Ram Lala's idol is now at its rightful place. We are reporting from the Ram Janmabhoomi. My colleague Priyanka Sharma, who has been getting you the latest reports and exclusives from from across Ayodhya, is joining us on the broadcast. Priyanka, tell us what is the mood around and what are you picking up right after Pran Pratishtha, because it was a beautiful ceremony, isn't it? Yesterday, you also, brought our viewers an inside view, exclusive visuals from inside, inside the Garbhagriha. And we saw how beautiful and adorable Lord Ram Lala's idol was. But, the politics, of course, continues unabated. But also, the bhaks, also the devotees, also, there's no stopping the bhaks because they are thronging in thousands.
That's right, Rakshita. We have been tracking this entire development as far as the Ram temple is concerned for quite some weeks. And in the run-up to the Pran Pratishtha as well, we had seen there was a lot of confused chatter from the Indie bloc when it comes to whether they wanted to be here on the 22nd or not, whether they should be here on the 22nd or not, whether they should condemn it, whether they should say that they will go after it. Even after the 22nd of January, we still see political statements that are being made by the opposition parties. And they are continuing to banter about how essentially this is a BJP event. And they're saying that this is only Modi's event. But what we see on the ground, Rakshita, helps us understand that it's not the case. We see around me, here is the entrance point of the temple. And here essentially is where we see throngs of people essentially coming here and trying to get the first darshan. This is the first day after the Pran Pratishtha. We know people who have travelled from length and breadth of the country to come here and get a darshan of their Ram Lala. So this is, to say that this was a political event is essentially rejecting the realities of the ground, what we are witnessing here, Rakshita, where hundreds and thousands of people had been waiting here in queue from 3:30 a.m. And they were not talking about Modi, they were not talking about Yogi, they were talking about their Ram Lala. And they were talking about the kind of struggles that they have faced in the last several hundreds of years. They remember all of those things. They talk about how they had been feeling bad about the fact that their Lord was residing in a tent and that they were living in pakka houses. So those were the sentiments that we really picked up. In fact, today we both were reporting, Rakshita, from the entrance point of the mandir, and we could speak to the people who were going in, the devotees who were going in, and they had tears in their eyes. They were choking from, talking about what they felt when they were about to go inside for their first darshan after the Pran Pratishtha. They were not talking about the politics of it. In fact, they were speaking about how this government had made it perhaps possible, and that the darshan was possible as well. But when we speak to them about the opposition, when we speak to them about the ND bloc alliance and the statements that were coming to light from the very beginning, since the time that the 22nd of January Muhurat had come out, they had just been rolling their eyes. They had been scoffing at these kind of statements because they had, in fact, been completely immune to it as well. And they had stated that they do not care about the politics of it. They care about the temple. And that essentially is the pictures that we really got to see yesterday. And even today, since 3:30 a.m., Rakshita, there were people who had been lying there. They had been sleeping outside the temple just to get a glimpse of Ram Lala, just to get one darshan inside of the temple. And that essentially is what the realities of the ground that we see, completely detached from the kind of statements that the political parties, the opposition parties, in fact, have been saying that this was, in fact, a BJP event. All of them saying that this is their Ram Lala's event. And finally, after hundreds of years of struggle, he's finally here. Pran Pratishtha is complete. And now, in fact, they are talking about how this temple is not just about this temple, but also the entire city, of how the city has been seeing development, how the city has been growing, and how the city has been, the trajectories of this city has also been changed as well. So those essentially are the realities of the ground that we are picking up, Rakshita, not really touching a chord with the people of Ayodhya as far as the opposition parties are concerned.
Right. Thank you so much, Priyanka, for joining us with that sense of ground. In fact, we at Republic TV continue to get you a sense of what's happening on ground. As you can see, people are still continuing to to get a glimpse of Lord Ram. And of course, we are getting you more details. Time now to take a quick look at some other stories with regards to the Ram temple and the celebrations. Devotees gathered outside Ram Mandir after Pran Pratishtha. The throng of devotees can be seen from early morning. They have been gathered up. They have gathered up to see Ram Lala after a historic day. Aarti performed at Ram Temple in Ayodhya day after the Pran Pratishtha ceremony. Beautiful visuals of the morning Aarti. A huge number of security personnel have been deployed outside the Ram Temple to manage the crowd. A massive crowd was seen outside the temple since 3 a.m. in the morning. People gathered to take a holy dip in Saryu Ghat in Ayodhya today. A traditional holy dip at the Saryu Ghat witnessed every evening, every morning. And Janakpur in Nepal lit up with diyas to mark Ram Temple's Pran Pratishtha in Ayodhya. The city closed in a light day, a day after the historic ceremony.